Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm Jenny and spring is finally in the air over here in eastern Pennsylvania. It has been a really nice last couple of days. We've really just been enjoying having a little bit warmer weather. We've had a little bit of sun and some of our flowers, our spring flowers, are starting to come up, which is like just the best. It's the best feeling when you finally start to get some sun and you get to see the flowers blooming for the first time of the year. So today was a Sunday. It's actually St. Patrick's Day today. And this is the first weekend day that I have had completely free of any type of plans for a long time. I've been very busy, but I don't have any shows anymore today. I have no plans with anybody. Nobody needs me. And I don't have too much on my to-do list priority-wise that has to get done. So I was able to relax a little bit today about how my day went and just kind of follow what I was feeling. And when you get a day off, when you're not used to having a lot of days like this, it's usually a struggle with me between I'll go lay on the couch in the morning and have tea and just sort of relax and take it slow. And then if I don't motivate myself to get up, then I'll just be like, you know what? Let's just have a relaxing day. Let's just stay here. Let's just relax all day and rest because we need rest, which is true. Of course, we need rest. But then there's the other side of me that's like, but we could be a little productive today. We could do things around the house. We could work on some home projects. We could work in the gardens outside. We could go do something fun. So it's usually like a battle between those two sides of me. And so today I did let myself sort of rest and relax for a little bit this morning. It wasn't really until almost 1 that I got up and was like, okay, let's get dressed. I did go for a walk, but besides that, it was almost 1 o'clock before I was like, let's actually I think we've got some energy. I think we can get up and actually just do a couple things today and maybe do something fun. And so what I ended up doing was I did go outside for a little bit to do some stuff outside. I did a couple things in the house, and then I got inspired to go on a spontaneous trip to the thrift store. And I love a thrift store. We have a wonderful thrift store down the road about 5 minutes away from me. And so I was like, we're gonna get dressed, go to the thrift store. I am trying to sort of really find some key pieces to help my house really transition more into this cottage core aesthetic. And I am not a super visually aesthetic talented person. I have a hard time looking at things visually and seeing all of the potential for what it could look like. I love my house, but there are certain aspects about the way that it looks now that if I could change them a little bit and tweak them to look a little bit more curated in that kind of cottage core aesthetic, then that would make me so happy. And thrift stores are a wonderful place to pick up those type of items. I also love old things and I love antiques, and so I like finding new ways to incorporate stuff like that in my home. So I'm also always kind of on the lookout for stuff like that when I'm out at the thrift store. So I thought we could look at some of the stuff I found and I'll tell you my plans for them. So I always redecorate my house just with those little touches that you add for the holidays and the seasons. I've had some of my winter decor up still until I've just really started taking that down in the last 2 weeks, and it's the middle of March right now. But in where I live, it was still winter up in, it's still wintry sometimes. So I don't feel the need to get everything wintry and that season off of my walls as soon as Christmas is over. I like to keep some of that up for a while. But now that we're starting to transition to spring, I am taking all of the wintry stuff off the walls and I've got spring decor to put up. Unfortunately, I was looking to replace a little bit of my spring decor because I might talk about this a little bit later and make another video about it or something, but this December we had just tons and tons and tons of rain on the East Coast. We had a hurricane system come through, and there was just a week or two where we had a lot of water, a lot of rain. And unfortunately, my basement flooded very badly. It was the first time this has ever happened since I moved into this house. I didn't have any worry whatsoever that I would get water in my basement until this happened. I had seen no signs at all that my basement had any issues with water or flooding until one morning I woke up after a stormy day where it had rained for like 12 hours straight. And I went downstairs and there was almost 2 feet of water in my basement. It was pretty devastating, and it's March 17th and my basement since that day has been unusable, and it has been completely gutted. The flooring and the walls, you know, those first 2 feet up from the bottom have been taken out and gutted. The doors are all gone. My laundry machine and dryer are broken, so it's been a really long process of trying to get that stuff replaced and repaired with insurance. Thankfully, I do have great homeowners insurance, and so they the cost of all of the repairs is not on me personally, but that process is so long and difficult and frustrating. But unfortunately, as part of that, I lost a lot of belongings in the flood. Because a lot of things, after they get wet, you really can't salvage them. Some of those things that I lost were in the storage area of my basement, where I had things like decorations. And so I did lose a lot of my normal spring decorations that I would be putting up. So when I was thrifting today, I was looking for some new things that I could replace them with. One of the things I found to do that with is this really cute wreath. I think this is gonna look really cute on my wall. I had something that was similar there last year, but I just think that these little, this style of wreath and the colors are just absolutely perfect for my the little cottagecore area above my, my desk behind me here. So that was really cool. And I found this right next to this little painting here. It's very cute, and it's just like a really simple, and it's again this purple theme. So these look really cute together, and so this is gonna go up on the wall on the other side of my old painted table desk area. So yeah, I always love finding really nice little floral prints or landscape prints. I'm always on the lookout for those when I'm at a thrift store. I've gotten a bunch of landscape stuff. Some of it is on my bedroom wall, and the florals, I've been looking for a lot of florals for my office. My office walls are covered in florals, so I really loved this find, and I think it's gonna look really nice with this put together. So that was like a double win. I also found this cute little clay candle holder. It holds a tea light in here, and it's just really cute and springy and outdoorsy. So yeah, I'm gonna find some place to put this because I really love this piece. I just think it's so cute. And you know, my house has a lot of plants, so plants are like a big theme here. So I think it's gonna work perfectly with that. Then I found this really cute, this is like a honey bowl. It has a top and a little spoon inside of it. And so you can fill it with honey, and it has it's this cute little pressed glass pattern with stars in it. And so instead of just keeping honey in, like, you know, the glass bottle in my tea area, I'll fill this with it. So I have this really cute little honey cup to use whenever I need to get honey out of it. Then I found this candle holder. This is a cute little ceramic piece, and then it has this topper on it right here. The color scheme is blue and tan, but I think this is really cute. It kind of looks like a lantern, but I think once I have a candle in here, it's gonna look really cute, and I think I have a lot of options for where I can put this that it's gonna look nice. And this I got for it was a half off, so I got it for $3.25. I just love candle holders and like oil lamps and lanterns and things like that. I love those touches, and I think that can add a really nice cottagey feel to your environment. I actually have an oil lamp that I use sometimes, like especially in the evening when I want more ambiance and I don't want to just burn down a candle. I'll put on the oil lamp because those things will burn for so long on just that little bit of oil in the bottom of the lamp. So they're actually pretty economical. And then I got this pretty doily. I'm gonna put this doily on the table that I have next to my couch, just to put there and then set things on top of it. I think doilies and finely little crafted napkins and things like that can add a really nice cottagecore touch to a space. And then this was just a random find, but oddly enough, I had just put this book, Ask and It Is Given, on my TBR today, this morning. And then I was looking through the book section and it was there. It was just waiting for me right there for $1. And so I picked up Ask and It Is Given. This is by Esther and Jerry Hicks. And if you don't know who they are, look up Abraham Hicks online and you can find out more about what Abraham is. And they basically wrote, this is like the first definitive, like real book on manifestation that really, I think, probably sparked a lot of this movement with manifestation that's happening right now. This was like the original, you know, the original work. So it was like, you know, kismet that I just found this book for $1 and I had just been thinking about it earlier today. And another funny kismet type of a thing that happened there was I always like to look at the china and the pressed glassware and things like that, because china and glassware can add some really, really nice old, more vintagey feeling to your home. And you can display them or you can use them. So like they are multifaceted in that way. I have a lot of teacups that I've decorated with. So I was looking at the china section and I came upon this set of china and I looked at it and it was obviously like immediately familiar. And I was like, oh my God. I looked over the whole set. They had they had the entire set. It was huge. And I was like, that was my grandmother's china. I just knew it because I have a couple of pieces that my mother gave me. And it was her china. Like, it was just so odd. I had another instance yesterday. And it was nice because it made me remember her and think about her and just sort of like, you know, it makes you feel just kind of like, aw. And then I had another instance yesterday. These both kind of, you know, when this type of stuff happens, it feels like kind of a wink from spirit to me. Like my grandmother's spirit was kind of like, hey, you know, like maybe I was thinking about her recently, or she just wanted to say like, hi, I'm with you, or something like that. Just to like have that moment. And like, of course, like I happened to go into the thrift store that had her exact pattern of china on it and then be looking through the china. I was at a show yesterday, a musical, and in the pre-show, as people are like getting in their seats, they had music playing over the loudspeakers, and a song started playing, and I immediately like recognized it, and I thought about it for a second, and I was like, oh my God, we had someone in the family pass away just this week actually, and this person who just passed away, we had a very specific history of talking about music together and like sort of experiencing this specific style of music that was very like present in their life, and like I also took part in it, so like we talked about it a lot. It was one of the things that was like part of our relationship, and this song came on that I specifically like associated with them. Like there's like a handful of songs that I associate with this person, and it just started playing in this pre-show. And when I thought about like, why would this song be playing right now? Like it didn't really make sense to me that style of song would have been added to the pre-show playlist for this musical that I was seeing. It didn't necessarily fit to me. So it was just kind of a moment of like, I don't know why this is playing, but I just noticed it and I immediately was like, well, that's one of their songs, you know? And it just felt like really special. Like this was maybe like just a wink from the other side of like, hey, I don't know, I'm there and just thinking of you, and just wanted to like create that moment of connection again. So things like thrifting can do that to you. It's so funny. And just, you know, having these little moments, it was just such a weird 2 days that I had 2 of them right in a row with people, older people in my life who I had relationships with who have passed away. So anyway, the last thing that I got at the thrift store, this is a very exciting find. I got this big mirror. That's my camera. Say hi, camera. But anyway, I'm gonna have to pull back in order to get a better shot of it, but I got this really beautiful mirror with this wicker, around it. And I think it's so pretty. It's gonna look really, really, really nice. I just have to decide where it's gonna go, but it's pretty big and it's got this nice wicker border that I think is very cottagecore, very cute. It's like a wicker basket surrounding it. So yeah, it was only $10 and I'm like just really excited that I was able to pick that up. And then the other thing that I did while I was out was, well, I did two things. I stopped at the garden store. There's a nursery, it's like an Agway. If people are familiar with what Agway is, it's a similar store to Agway. And I picked up some seeds because it is time to start thinking about planting. Now, I don't plant everything from seed. There are certain things that I will go out and buy already started seedlings for, or plants, already blooming plants. But I did have some stuff I wanted to try from seed this year. So I have some zinnias and some nasturtium are a plant that I had a lot of luck with last year. I started my nasturtiums from seed last year and they went really, really well. And they were incredible in my garden. I loved them, so I'm very excited to have them planted again, but they're annuals, so you know, I have to redo it every year. I got some, sorry, Winnie is destroying this bag right now. Sweet peas, these will be really, really pretty in the cottage garden out back. I like that they can grow on things because I have a wall there. So the garden kind of has two portions that are separated by this wall and I can grow my sweet peas up the wall, which is pretty cool. Then cosmos. I think these cosmos are gonna be amazing. This is this beautiful like peachy pink color. And so I'm gonna hopefully get these growing from seed and they're gonna look awesome in the cottage garden. And then I also got some sunflowers. I was thinking about growing sunflowers in the tall portion of the cottage garden in the back, and I went with these firecatcher sunflowers because they're so pretty. All right, so these are the seeds that I got, and I am actually gonna have to sow them pretty soon, some of these, to get started growing them before planting starts. And yeah, so that was those were two stops I made, and then I made one final stop to this little country store about 2 minutes away from my house. It's very cute. They sell tons of baked goods. They have a little market. They sell like all types of treats and sweets and bread, and they're just awesome. It's one of my favorite little places to go. I had such a good time every time I go there. And I just got myself a little treat because, you know, it was my day out on my day off and I deserved it. So, okay, that's everything that I thrifted today, and I just started making some sourdough bread. It's sitting for an hour before I start doing stretch and folds to get the dough ready to be put in the fridge overnight before I can cook it tomorrow. So that's what I'm up to for the next hour or so, and then I'm gonna actually try and like relax and enjoy the rest of my evening. But I just, you know, this is the type of like energy that I think spring brings to you. And it's really nice to let that spring energy motivate you to get out and do things that are taking care of your environment, making things beautiful, things that like really have this more like inspiring energy behind them, inspiring and improving your environment and all of that. I think for people who have more low energy and are dealing with that type of situation where, you know, we don't have all the energy in the world to be out and about and cleaning our entire house every day and taking care of every single little thing, it's nice to have things like spring energy to get you up and moving in little spurts to do certain things like household spring cleaning. I'm motivated this week to start thinking about spring cleaning in my house and decluttering, going through my wardrobe to make a spring closet because I did it for fall and winter and I really enjoyed that. So I'm gonna do it again for spring. And cooking different things like bread making right now. I'm very excited about making bread and things like that. So yeah, for me, it really helps to have these little things lifestyle-wise to help motivate me to make changes in my environment and continue to make my home, like, I'm crafting it day by day, little by little, inch by inch into like the dream version of the house that I want it to be. So it's hard to not feel like to want to rush through it. Like there's a lot of things I want to change and I want to be able to do them all right away, but I just can't. Like I really have to limit myself to a little by little in order to make progress. I can't do everything all at once. Like for one, financially, I just can't do everything I want to do at once. And two, energetically and time-wise, I just don't have either of those things in abundance. So it's just like, little days like this do make me feel really good because I went out and I got some things that I really love that I'm gonna put up in my home, and I'm gonna make a couple little changes with the decor to make it feel more springy. And like just those two things are wonderful, and I'm excited to do them, and it's gonna make me feel really nice. And like that's all what it's about. Everything doesn't have to be perfect. Everything doesn't have to be done in a day. It's just making little tiny steps toward where you want to be and enjoying the process and enjoying every day for the tiny little bits of it that are beautiful and nice and fun. And yeah, so I'm just grateful for that. I'm grateful for today. I'm grateful for spring, and I'm very excited to put some of my new finds to use. So yeah, that's my haul. This spring, I am focusing on moving and putting things into my body in a way that feels good. And so I'm going to be doing a bit more of that. And I'm, of course, going to be making sure that I get outside every single day. I'm really looking forward to spending more time in my gardens and walking around the beautiful countryside near my home and just appreciating the new growth and the blooms that are popping up everywhere and the lushness of spring as it unfolds before me. Thank you so much for watching the vlog today. I hope you had fun looking at my thrifting haul. I hope you're all having a really wonderful spring, and I look forward to talking to you again soon. Bye.